Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures, and today, after doing those two videos yesterday, we finally got the reveal. It's only a week away, it's coming out the 8th of December. We have got the Planet Zoo Aquatic Pack, and here we've got a really awesome announcement trailer. We all kind of feel like this was coming due to the leaks, but it didn't change my excitement no less. We're getting a really good variety of animals coming, so what we'll do is we'll watch the trailer, we'll go have a look at some things through the trailer, and then we'll have a look at the screenshots. So yeah, let's get it started. I'm really excited to have a look at this again. Now that's pretty awesome. So let's have a look through. I really like seeing finally some like aquatic animations and diving and stuff. So we'll have a quick look through that so we can see. This is like a little thing for the penguins to chill out on. For the king penguins, these are king penguins, I'm pretty sure. You can tell they're not quite as big as emperors. And plus kings are just more common in captivity, since emperors are a little bit more harder to keep. Happy there. So we can see all these wonderful penguins just swimming around diving. It's really awesome to actually see animals diving and swimming about. And we can see the feeder there. Looks like the penguins will be able to use it. So we can see this wonderful mix of themes. It's kind of like two polarizing themes that I think is kind of cool to go with this pack, because you have this theme of like a harbor in Oregon. We'll go through that when we look at this theme page. Like Oregon, like up in the Arctic, or even Antarctica with the penguins. It's kind of like this polar theme. Also, you got to juxtapose it. You've got this really tropical theme with a couple of other animals that I think is really cool. And I think that kind of just weirdly goes together. It's really cool that we got this under the theme of aquatic, and we're getting like lots of diving and stuff. It's really awesome. And look, we can see here we've got a gull, of course. All these wonderful new plants and stuff. Really helps with the tropical theme as well. You can never have too much tropical stuff. And then we can see in the corner here, we've got some giant otters from South America. It looks like they got little babies. And they look quite adorable. Look at it. It's so cute. I can't wait to show them off in the showcase, because they just look adorable, honestly. So yeah, I think that's awesome. I really like this. Even like this enclosure, I really just like having like this open area and stuff. It just looks awesome. Let's keep going. So we can see the bubble enrichment. There's the better view of the otters there. So the giant otter is obviously pretty much the largest otter. It's like comparable to the sea otter, and they're from South America. They're quite they can be quite aggressive, but they're actually sort of common in zoos as well, so they've been known to like gang up on like all sorts of different animals, like even jaguars. And it's cool that we're getting more South American animals, because a lot of people felt quite slighted about the South America pack just because of its diversity. They didn't really have too many South American animals. So in this pack, we kind of get 2 South American animals, 2 polar animals, and an American animal. So that's pretty cool. Wait, we'll go back. You can see there's a couple here, a couple in the background there, and there's really nice sculptures that really goes well with the animals here. And look, we can do underwater viewing. That's so awesome. And we can see this wonderful view here, this waterfall, and we've got some terrariums in here. We'll have a look at the terrarium animals soon. And we can see here this is believed to be a diamond terrapin. That's the terrarium animal for the Diamondback Terrapin, the animal for the terrariums. And we have there, I'm really excited about this pick because I just love caimans. We have the Cuvier's Dwarf Cayman, which is the smallest caiman. I'm really excited to get a full look at this guy. Kind of sad that everyone was like, we want to see the otters, we want to see the otters, but like, Why do you want to see the Cayman? That was the one that got the least votes. It's just such an awesome little animal. I love it. You'll see another gull there. I really like the sculpture here with the penguins. It really fits well. You can see, it really feels like, you know, when you go to a zoo. Like, I live, obviously, in New Zealand, and there's Kelly Tolton's. That has a really big, like, Gentoo and king penguin habitat, where it's got, like, sculpted with ice. It makes it look like you're in Antarctica. That's really awesome. Oh, go back a little bit. You can see here, this is kind of the, back to the harbour theme. You can see the seals here. We don't really get too good of a look at the seals. Just one there in the corner there. I really hope decided to get a close look of the seals. This is like a harbour. See, harbour seal, grey seal. Kind of looks like looks really awesome. It's like a lighthouse here. I really like the theme of this. I feel like the juxtaposition of it just is really cool. Not gonna lie. And we can see more penguins. We can see little baby ones with the little pills. Look at that, look at that. Let's go back. Look at them little baby pengus. So cute. And then they're like little brown pills. Round boys, I love them so much. Just gonna see them dive in again. And we can see we can make a nice big enclosure. Then you can have them diving and watching them swim about. That's just so cool. You can follow them underwater as well. That's awesome. Happy pengus. That's awesome. So it seems like this diving was a thing. I said in the other video, well, it might not be a thing, but it looks like it is. So I think it applies to these guys and the saltwater crocodile, but the diving mechanics is going to be applied to other animals in the future, like potentially gharial. I hope polar bears, because polar bears can dive. A few other diving animals I think would really benefit from this AI and being able to dive. I think they'd really benefit from that a lot. So let's move into Steam and see what they say. Okay, so expand your zoo into a marine menagerie with Planet Zoo's Aquatic Pack. Introduce 5 magnificent new animals, including impressive king penguins, gorgeous grey seals, and playful giant otters. Make them feel at home by constructing beautiful habitats with over 170 new scenery pieces, including jungle-inspired rivers and polar bays. Master a brand new challenge zoo set in Oregon. Oh, so there's a new challenge zoo. That's cool. Oregon, USA, where you put your zookeeper skills to the test. So I think that might be a new challenge. Nothing new for the campaign, sadly, but I think that's really cool. So let's dive in and make a splash. I'm really excited to see all these animals. I think that's just so cool that we're getting such a variety. Like, all of these are probably pretty much new rigs. So I think this is a really good yearly special. Kind of get interest back in the game now, since it's kind of big. Okay, so we've got key features. 5 water-dwelling animals. Care for 5 magnificent new aquatic animals. The king penguin, giant otter, grey seal, dwarf cayman, should technically be the Cuvier dwarf cayman, but we'll let it slide, and the exhibit-based Diamondback Terrapin. So that's a really cool little guy. Keep your habitats animals entertained by splashing the cash on 3 new enrichment items in rubber ducks, platform floats, and jetties. Now that's awesome. I like that they put like rubber ducks and platform floats. I hope other animals can use them. I really like if crocodiles could use these floats. I think that'd be awesome. Not just these aquatic animals. I think it's cool that they're going to retroactively come back and redo a bunch of things for diving. Because diving was one of the big things everyone asked for. This is kind of just giving sort of everyone what they want. Because, as I mentioned, the big things people want are like aviaries and aquatic packs and just a bunch of new animals. That's going to be awesome. So, let's see. By building below-ground observation points, guests will love sinking time into marveling at your new animals playing both in and out in the water surface. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. Be able to make real like underwater areas and have animals diving and playing about. Really cool to like. You can already kind of do it in the game already. Like you could put elephants, hippos. I think that looks awesome. But now you can actually see animals darting around and diving. That really brings a lot to the game, I think. Especially since like if you think about it, all the work because the water has to be generated, all the calculations to dive up and down, it really is a lot of work. So we've got to commend Frontier for that, for giving us what we want. So we've got over 170 new scenery pieces. Discover a whole range of new scenery and blueprints. Boast regular and aquatic themed pieces to help you build the ultimate zoo. Decorate walls with murals depicting wild jungles and icy tundras. Pick reflective materials embracing water's mirror-like qualities. Display graceful new animal sculptures and even your own cascading waterfalls. So that looks like we're getting some new stuff for waterfalls. That's going to be awesome. Your animals will adore these new surroundings. From warm sedimentary rivers and mangroves for the giant otter and dwarf cayman, to the frigid coastlines for the king penguin and grey seal, you can lovingly recreate each species' environment. Now that's awesome. I really want to make some nice habitats with these guys. I'll have to build a little zoo with them. I think that would be awesome. So master the challenge. Head over to Oregon, USA. We try your hand at reviving a water-themed zoo set on a dried-up riverbank. Spruce it up with habitats, include new species, including and add some much-needed love to return the place to its former glory. If you want to test your skills while experiencing everything the Aquatic Pack has to offer, this time scenario is the perfect showcase. So that's cool. So what we're getting is a bunch of new scenarios, 5 new animals, not sceneries, 170 new scenery pieces. We've got 5 new animals, and we have got a new scenario that helps you showcase this pack. So that's very awesome. Really excited to get into that. So let's have a look at some of the screenshots we got. So we can see this is a screenshot of overview of some of the park that they made. We can see the grey seal hanging out here in the background. We can see these platforms by the looks of it. These are probably the platforms. Same with these guys. That's pretty awesome. And we can see a lot of the new scenery. Some lighthouse there again. I really like this penguin one. It really feels like a icy tundra. I like these. I'm pretty sure these are new rocks as well. I really like these rocks. Make it seem like a real tundra place. I think that's awesome. We can see these little things. Not sure what you call them, but you kind of use them you can put them at the side of enclosure so the penguins will come up and interact with the guests. And people love penguins. Penguins are just so incredible. And we can see all these king penguins here. We can see little pills. I hope they don't swim because the little baby penguins can't swim because they don't have their proper swimming feathers yet because they're just weighed down because they need to keep warm. But yeah, I really like the juxtaposition of this cooler, icy. I've already mentioned it a few times, but I really like the juxtaposition of it. So let's have a look at the next image, and then we get a better view of our king penguins. Now, I really, really like these guys. I think that came out really, really well. It looks awesome. You see the wonderful colors here. The one thing about king and emperor penguins is that emperor penguins are the ones famous for breeding in the Antarctica, like during the winter, they huddle up, match the penguins type stuff. But king penguins tend to hang out a little bit more north, like north in terms of they like to hang around the islands surrounding Antarctica. So like South Georgia, like you see the king penguins in these huge colonies with elephant seals. You kind of find them in those subantarctic islands rather than finding them in the breeding on the Antarctic, because not very few species breed in the Antarctic in the winter. Only emperor penguins really do. And if you think about it, evolutionary, that makes complete sense. There's nothing to hunt you, so you basically have like an extremely high survival rate because there's nothing there to hunt you. But yeah, I just love these little penguins. They're like little round pills. I love them so much. These little guys, they're so fluffy. I want to cuddle one. I love them. And these parents look quite nice and sleek too. I think they did a good job with these guys. There's another one of them swimming. It's really awesome that we're getting them swimming now. That just looks so awesome. He's swimming about. But these are flap with the arms. I really hope this builds in the future. We can have more aquatic animals. Eventually, maybe even like animals that you'd find in an aquarium rather than a zoo. I think a lot of people would really like that. But I think they should focus a little bit more on some other diversity first. I think this roster is really growing into something quite incredible. And we can see this new waterfalls coming around here by the looks of it. So I assume this is a new piece. because if you look at the effects pieces, that's what the waterfalls are. So I assume this is just a wide one, so you can create these big cascading waterfalls. That looks great. And we can see a little terrarium here. That's probably where the terrapin is. I'm really excited to see what this leads to the future, because there's a lot of species, I think, that would fit really well in a kind of terrarium like that. You could probably have snapping turtles and just fish. Fish in the future would be awesome to see. And let's move on. So now this is a cool plant. This is a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's a cool plant. I recognize it, but they don't know the name." So the scientific name of it is Amorphophallus titanum, or the titan aurum, or also known as the corpse flower, which is a type of flowering plant that can be up to 3 meters tall. It's just humongous, and they're only found in Sumatra, and they smell like a corpse because it often attracts insects like flies. Similar to Rafflesia, which is another very big flower. It's to attract beetles and flies and things to come and pollinate them. So it really works well. Clearly it works because they get bloody ginormous. So let's have a look at the next one. So this looks like this is from the Oregon time mission challenge. That looks quite cool though. You're going to make everything look nice. Really nice to see the penguins here. I love the enclosures that you can make now with these penguins, because these really nice barren Antarctic enclosures, you can even make them indoors. I think that'd look awesome, because I really love those penguin enclosures. They're just so dynamic, especially when they shoal together. I hope they shoal. That would be awesome if they like shoal and porpoise and things like that. Porpoising, because when they kind of like jump in out of the water, you can see like often in documentaries, and even when I went to Calais Tolton's last time, you can see the penguins just going through in their enclosure, just porpoising, and I think that's really awesome. So the next one, another good view of our penguins. I really like this rocky texture. I think it looks awesome. Looks like little little shells and stuff, little doors for them to walk through, so they can climb around and have fun. It's obviously a very enriching environment. See the next one. Another view of the lighthouse, or from the harbour theme. I think that's quite cool. You can see the cheeky seal in the background there. A couple there too. Really excited to get a close look at those coming up. So yeah, I think those things are really nice. Little shop there, put your lighthouse. And another good view of the terrariums. So this is for the Diamondback Terrapin. We really get a good look in here, but it's really awesome to see that we get this completely new terrarium with water and see them swimming about. I really hope we get more of this in the future, and even aquariums. I think that'd be so awesome. And the last one, this was because everyone voted to see one animal, and everyone voted for the giant otter, and now we get a real good look at the giant otters. And I have to say, they do look really nice. You can see they got that really sleek look to them. They don't like really fluffy like sea otters, but they have a really like slithery look to them. They're very smooth, and I really like the look of them. I just think giant otters are cool, even though they're aggressive little buggers that scare off jaguars and big black caimans. I just think they're a really cool bunch and a really good addition to Planet Zoo. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and always remember to click that little bell. Click that little bell icon at the bottom there, so you always get notified when I upload something. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.